Okay, so segment number one, let's look at the picture on the right. This is kind of your setup here. See where your club angle is and your club face. When you're looking at it from my view, I can see how open it is, but you don't see that. Okay, so that's important. This isn't the best angle, camera angle. I should be a little bit more in front of you. But you see how your ball position is a little bit back too, which corresponds to where your club shaft is. So it's a little bit further back than you think. Okay. So what you've heard me say, other than this, a review of the setup today, from this view, let's look at your little swing. So if you look at the impacts here, the club face will tell us what happened there, or the ball flight will tell us what happened there. But this is a picture of what you look like. You can tell you hit that one in the heel a little bit. See how it closed down? Not a bad looking golf swing. It's the first time you've seen it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So from this view, last week we talked about closing the club face better, right? From the top of the swing. You can see you've got a little happy feet here. That front foot I would pay more attention to going forward. But when I said get on balance, you watch how that front foot kind of slides all over the place and tells me you're getting on your toes too much. See, a little balance stuff there. Back foot looks good. Front foot's got a little dance step to it. But low priority at this point. Okay. Back view. We had a cloudy day that way, didn't we? So now this is a picture now of your swing circle from a back tilt angle. So the circle's on a tilt. Club comes back nice and inside. This is after we talked about that because it was coming out here before on the takeaway. So he made a good correction there. Pretty good there. And I see your club's going to stay on top of that line the whole time. So that's where you get that kind of that inside out or outside in swing. Just a little bit. Not as bad as I thought. So how the club swings around our body is a big deal. How the club face comes into the ball is the other big deal. Okay. And these are actually the first two swings I took of you. Got a little lighter. Alright, here's your driver. So this is a picture of what your hands look like, okay?
Yeah.
They don't look that bad, but it's easier to do it with the driver because it's long. But again, I'm going to leave that up to you. If we can get good impacts in your hands are fine today. You're down compared to what you were,
Right.
big time. So I think you're going to get comfortable with it. But it's not a deal breaker if we can have good impacts. Coming a little bit under plane there. I can live with that. What we want to do is get that club feeling like it's going to be coming on or underneath that line.
Yeah.
Which is the same as that hit to the right exercise we talked about.
Uh-huh.
So that's a correction. This is a correction to what you do. So we got to think in terms of exaggeration.
Right.
By the time you get down there, you're getting closer to the line. You see how The club should never get outside of the ball here,
Yeah, that
right?
does. Right.
Now, if your face is open, it's going to put that little cut side spin on it, and
Yeah.
that ball will correct itself back in the fairway.
Yeah.
If it squares up to that line, it's going to be a pull left. It's
Yeah.
going to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
So in either world, what you should be encouraged about, I think, is I like your setup. We've negotiated about the hands. I like your body structure a lot. I'm not crazy about how your balance ends up here in your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be get on our priority list. Right now, we need to get the swing plane and the club face figured out. And I think you've made pretty doggone good strides in 1 week,
Mm-hmm.
just because your knowledge base just increased, right?
Yeah.
So now you got more purpose to your practice.
Sure.
And as I said, watch your ball in practice, because your ball does not lie where the ball went. Now that you have some concepts of the ball flight and where the ball's going, now you can get into corrections.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's all about the impact. It's all about the orbit of the swing around your body, and it's all about squaring up the club face at impact. So we're off to a good start.
Cool.